And with that, I want to welcome the host for the next fireside chat. It's a quite fascinating career and persona. So Michiel Scheffer is the president of the European Innovation Council Board, and he brings 3 decades of experience across business, academia, and public policy, with a notable focus on research and innovation. As a Dutch national, he's well equipped with an extensive network in the world of breakthrough technologies, disruptive innovations, and impact investments in startups. Exactly the kind of things that Sherwin was just talking about. And I think what I'm really impressed by is that he's been the founder and CEO of Polysema BV since 2000, providing advisory and investment services to startups in the sectors as ICT, technical textiles, medical devices, and many, many more advanced technology. So he has really seen innovation come to life and supported many startups along the way. But he's also a political career as a, sorry, it's a very long intro. He's eager to start and get ready. So I'll keep it short. He's been an elected regional party leader 3 times, served as a regional minister of Gelderland, and he was nominated for the best regional politician. I didn't know that we vote on quality for them except elections, but congratulations for that. And with that, please welcome Michiel on stage, where he's introducing the next fireside chat. Thank you so much for coming and visiting us here in Cluj.
I'm actually going to be interviewed, so I'm waiting for my second person on the bench. But one precision to give you, all my companies fail. And from failure you learn as much as from winning. The only company that went well was the consulting firm, but all the startups that I did in polymers are failed. So that's an important finding to share with you as well. So the only consolation prize I had is that later on I got a prize for the best politician. What I also bring about, I'm not a young man, I'm 60. I started, I think, in technology about 38 years ago with a bachelor thesis on ICT. So my strength is, let's say, the long wave. In technology, we speak about convergent wave. I think I've already lived one of those waves. But Angela, do you come on stage as well?
I wasn't sure, actually, what was the cue. Hello. Hello all. Maybe I should present myself as well. I am Angela, CEO and co-founder of LAM'ON. Our company is manufacturing bio-based and biocompatible foils for laminating onto paper and cardboard, as well as packaging from garments to fresh produce all the way to, well, food. We've been in R&D for quite a few years, actually, and we just launched officially with the help of EIC, because we've been ongoing the EIC accelerator for the past 2 years now. So this is pretty much why I'm here, I'm guessing.
And just to go on that, the former speaker was speaking about unicorns. Mm-hmm. Do you have unicorn potential? Or is it important for you?
Yeah, we do. Okay. I mean, I see the potential of the product itself. I see how people are going into green alternatives for their everyday usage. And when it comes to these little tiny foils, I believe that they should be very soon replaced. So, yeah, we have the potential. I'm not sure that if we are super eager to be a unicorn, but surely I'd like to think that.
Okay, because you're one of those companies in our portfolio, or close to us, that is in this transition of materials, and we have to be, and we often forget that, we have to be CO2 neutral by 2050. Mm-hmm. That means no fossil fuels, but it also means no fossil materials. Mm-hmm. So how do you stand in that battle?
Well, yeah, the thing about our raw materials is that we use only renewable ones and no fossil fuel, no microplastics that we are speaking about for the past decade. So we are quite proud, actually, of the recipe that we've managed to implement in a very, very standard machinery that is currently being used by all the other petroleum-based foils. So in that sense, everything that we use is actually, yeah, we stand behind what we actually do. We are very well certified and patented as well in order to be recognized by the public. But yeah, we are impact driven. I mean, we started in the very beginning because we wanted to actually tackle the issue with the plastic pollution that is coming from the printing industry, because once you put a laminating film onto the paper, you lose the paper as a resource that you can actually recycle. So this was bugging me really a lot. I've never actually seen myself in the role of co-founder or innovator. In that sense, I've been working in pre-press, in print, so I've just seen the amount of foils that's been out there every day for each order that's been coming. So pretty much the entire idea came out of a napkin. So I'm really proud that we actually managed to put it through and have an actual factory in Sofia, Bulgaria. We are based there. We are super proud to have everything in Europe. Part of our raw materials are coming from the United States, but still there is certain regulations in Europe that require us to not purchase and not have the raw material actually being manufactured here, because it's derived from corn, but not corn that we are getting any of the food out of anybody's mouth. It is the waste of the corn only. So this is being synthesized into little polymers that we are using in order to make the foils that we present.
Okay, but that's also connected to an agricultural change. Most of the corn is not eaten by humans, but by animals.
Yeah, by animals, and it goes for cosmetics. Big part of it actually is being implemented in cosmetic products.
And how is for you the scaling up stage? Because in software it's quite easy to scale up, but in chemicals, how do you build a big factory?
Well,
and
it
how do you
wasn't
fund
easy.
that?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. We actually started with the EIC family, with a small accelerator. They are funding pretty much ideas on a napkin, like I just mentioned, just in order to see if there is a niche, if there is a potential even for this product to be built. And after that, we started just going into different competitions in order to fund our R&D. It wasn't actually very easy, because in Bulgaria, we don't have a lot of university or laboratory bases when you can actually test something before you jump into the industrial scale. So we had to jump into the industrial scale very, very soon. So that made our path a little longer, because we had a lot of bad tests with a subcontracting company. So this is why, actually, maybe I should say how important it is to fund an R&D, and this section of before the actual product being ready for the market, the earlier TRLs is very important, because if it wasn't for certain little funds and an angel investment that we got in 2020, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have been here, because with the angel investment, we started to actually prepare for the EIC accelerator, which wasn't actually easy. Again, we applied 2 times, and the 3rd time was the charm. So in that sense, don't give up on the first time if you apply, for sure, and take advantage of a lot of coaching that is out there.
So you went basically through the different stages of European funding. So you had an EIT as a starting grant, and then you applied for the EIC. You applied 3 times. We see that very often. That's the second time is often the most successful one. The third one, you're an exception of being successful in the third one, because the success rates drop in the 3rd time. So now you have capital to scale up till when?
Well, pretty much till whenever we feel like we want to double our volumes. Now we've just purchased the machine, we expanded the team, and of course we perfected the recipe. That wasn't easy, because once you set up the machine, which is like 9 meters high, you have to make your tests like all from the very beginning, as if. So we had these 6 final months that in order to just perfect the recipe and start building feedback, and of course the pipeline of customers. So now we are ready to start selling, in the sense of we have like about 20 tons a week that we can produce with this small machine that we just purchased. Why small? Because we cannot jump into a big one all of a sudden, making our very first factory, so it wasn't. But we know that we can expand. There are certain more machines, and we see, like as I've mentioned, the potential of this product being implemented in more and more different other products, because we are, at the end of the day, something that is part of another product that's on the market. Our R&D will continue being. We see a lot of finishes for the laminating film for the paper, a lot of other features that we can make regarding the food packaging, regarding rigid packaging, regarding my favorite so-called paper cups for coffees and whatever. We see them actually outside. I know that people are trying to be sustainable as possible, but oftentimes these are actually playing a bad joke when it comes to sustainability, because if it was plastic, at least you see it's plastic, and now is it plastic, is it paper? You're not sure, so we are going there and slowly trying to figure a way to have our foil stand into certain temperature, so we can change that as an issue, as a plastic pollution as well.
So just to go back to the application, you applied twice for the EIC accelerator?
Yeah, we
no,
got
three times.
three times.
What made it better? What did you do better the second time to the first and the third time to the
We got the coaching.
Sorry?
We got the coaching. I mean,
Okay.
we didn't actually realize the first time that there is an actual coaching that we can benefit from. Ongoing the process of the application. So the first time it was like we just typed some application and fingers crossed. The second time we got a seal of excellence and we were like, aha, we're close, something is missing still. So then we understood that we can actually get an extra coaching regarding the application processes and guidance. Of course, a part of the consultants that we started working with, and oftentimes we tend to not want to spend money for the consultancy, but it pays off at the end of the day.
So when you get the seal of excellence, you're entitled to get coaching?
Yeah.
Yeah, or additional
Yes.
coaching?
Yeah.
Did you use the Woman Tech EU?
The what?
The Woman Tech
No,
EU?
no, not yet actually, but we're
Okay,
currently,
okay. There's a mystery to me. I mean, as a chairman of the EIC, I watch, let's say, all the countries where we are funding. In Bulgaria, we have 6 companies funded through the EIC. In Romania, only 2.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Maybe they're a little shy. I'm not sure. I mean, for sure, I've seen the same thing in Bulgaria. I mean, there weren't a lot of companies like 4 years back. It was like just 1 or 2 companies that actually got funding by the EIC. So I believe that might be an issue. Like you don't believe that you will get the funding, so you don't even try. That was our case actually. First time we applied, it was more or less because of our angel investors. They were like a little more push, like you should at least try. I mean, you need the money in order to build a factory, in order to expand and start actually selling. And we were like, yeah, okay, but still, we did not actually trust that this is our spot to be. But more and more actually companies started to see the potential and the trust that the EIC actually is putting into these companies in their early stage of development, because they know that this is the push, the financial push that you need in this certain stage.
Okay. And you applied for grant and equity or only grants?
Grant.
Only grants?
Now
Okay.
we plan to proceed actually with the and equity in order to, like I said, fund double the volume and proceed with other markets rather than just the European one.
Do you then reapply for getting the equity, or do you have, let's say, the grant first so you can move on to equity?
We reapply currently.
Just reapply, okay. But the success rates are low, huh?
I know, but I believe in ourselves. I think we have the potential. I mean, it's plastic. Nobody's actually tackling plastic these days.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we talk about it a lot, I don't actually see a lot of solutions on the market, so I do believe that it is something that is fundable.
Yeah. So that means that you got 2.5 million grant, and equity you can go up to 15 million?
To 10.
To 10?
Yeah.
And then you will have to find the private investors for an equal or even higher sum.
Yeah. We will see after we actually gain more traction and see how the potential goes, because we might license into different continents, like in the United States, or we can mirror our factory over there. Time will tell, but because we have the patent and because we have the certification, and we can actually, and we are considering to license. Like I've mentioned, we want to tackle an issue. We are very impact driven, so in that sense, I don't want to produce something in Bulgaria and then ship it over to Australia, let's say, or the United States. Where is the footprint going?
Okay. Is Bulgaria a good country to manufacture?
Well, actually, yeah, we do have a lot of plastic producers over there, but conventional plastics, of course, especially Plovdiv, one of the second biggest cities, I think second. The area over there is like the plastic area, at least in my site. But I see the potential. There are a lot of step backs when it comes to the government, and I mean, I won't go there, but you know. So in that sense, it wasn't very easy to actually settle everything and start really officially being legal. We are currently having BESCO. This is an organization that is actually helping startups and speaking with the government regarding new regulations and that might and should be implemented, especially when it comes to the limit. Yeah, that put out of my mind, but yeah, like startup visas, etc., in order to gain more competitive advantage on the market. So we have other companies and NGOs that are helping, but in that sense, ever since we actually started the company, there is no such thing as an R&D company in Bulgaria still. I mean, you have to pay your taxes like everybody else, which is for starting companies very uncool.
Yeah, that's the difficulty. Some countries have a kind of tax credits for R&D-based companies.
And they should.
The French have it, the Dutch have it. So that's something that can be recommended.
Yeah,
that's
and that
basically there's a relief on the wage taxes. That's the most heavy burden when you start.
Yeah, and it should have been implemented. It would have been super nice for us. And this is one of the reasons that while speaking with other investors throughout the years, they've always asked us why not move from Bulgaria. I'm not sure about the answer, but we got stubborn, so yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is, it's interesting, is so you consider building a plant, a factory in Bulgaria. That's also one of our objectives as EIC, that we want to re-industrialize Europe, because we have lost a lot of manufacturing jobs, and not in a dirty way. So we want clean industrial jobs, but that's a big challenge, an ambition we have. So the licensing model is maybe good for, let's say, outside Europe, but within Europe, it's, let's say, really second best. So it's interesting in your case. What I also want is, how do you build a value chain? Because you need suppliers providing certain quality, you need clients using your foils, your materials. How do you build up partnerships across the value chain?
Well, the thing is that we come from the industry, so ever since we started actually the research and development of the product itself, we've been speaking with our potential customers and friends from the industry in order to receive their feedback even before we had any product. This is how we validated the niche and the potential of the product itself. Apart of that, we are super involved in a lot of associations, and of course, going into different conferences, speaking with other people, it's always beneficial for us. But yeah, for sure, we are trying to go to different expos and collect as much as possible contacts, because you never know when the right customer will come.
Okay. Have you used the business acceleration services so that you have connected?
Yes, yeah, we are currently actually ongoing because we want to start a sales campaign in September. So we are currently ongoing a sales coaching sessions with an expert on sales, which is super nice because he's very fond of the idea, and I see how passionate he is. And he is an expert that we we currently just prefer not to give finances for a sales expert from outside of the company in the sense of that we are the founders, so we have to learn as much as possible how to present and sell our product, short term and long term, because there are a lot of customers that tend to have decision processes of up to 12 months. So it is very important to know the pipeline and to perfect it as much as possible. So these experts are quite beneficial as well, for sure.
So the PASS is a service we offer as a EIC to our beneficiaries, 600 companies, and they can use coaches, or we could organize meetings with large corporations. So we have also potential clients of you in those corporate days, like breweries, for example, cosmetic companies have been there as well. Do you have also contacts with other companies of the 600 we are funding?
Oh yeah, we do actually know a lot of them. Not, of course, all of the Bulgarians, but apart from that, being the EIC summits and visiting, like the speeching days, investor days that the EIC is actually making, it is super nice, and we are very well connected. We are working with a couple of them actually in order to package their goods. So it is yet to be, yeah, assessed and confirmed and contracted, but for sure it is opening more and more doors every event that we visit, which is perfect.
Sorry, what would you advise a company here to do if they want to apply for funding with us?
Well, for sure, ask for advices and visit the website and get the coaches beforehand.
And come to the stand, by the way. We're just outside the door.
Yes, they are over there, really. Any questions you might have, I am super sure there are a lot of ambassadors even in Romania, I believe. I am available as well if anybody needs any questions. But in that sense, yeah, just trust yourself and just jump in it because the evaluators give you very nice feedback, actually, even if your first application is not good. This is why we applied 3 times, because we receive feedback and we know what we can do better than the second time and the third time. So it's very important to actually receive this feedback and hear it, because some people might tell you, well, maybe you're lacking more of the impact or the climate or something like this, or the funding or the people to do it, but it's different when you get it from the evaluators because they're super specific and you see how they actually read it. I mean, I was like, yeah, they actually read the entire thing, which is very nice.
And can you explain us what the Seal of Excellence meant for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure it meant that we are a little more beneficial when it comes to even actually getting initial funds from the national part of the...
Okay, so in Bulgaria, the Seal of Excellence also gives you the right of getting Bulgarian funding.
Yes, but I forgot the name of it. But it is national-wise regarding Bulgaria especially, but still you benefit with the Seal of Excellence with coaches and experts that can actually guide you and help you with the application process. So it's still very beneficial, again.
Yeah, some countries here around have that. So in Slovakia, for example, in Slovenia, in Bulgaria, the Seal of Excellence gives you a smaller, not 2.5 million, but a smaller grant that basically you can go on, invest, recruit staff, and maybe reapply for later on as you did, and then you were successful.
Exactly, yeah. It was like a little financial breath of air in order for you to be able to, again, apply.
When would you advise someone not to apply?
Never. I don't know. You just apply. It's not a waste of time. Even if you don't get it, you will be so clear on your entire business model and strategy after you finish this. It is important for every founder to go through this, I think, because I've answered a lot of the questions that I didn't even ask myself while applying and while writing it down. So it's very nice to see it and to be, yeah, of course. Because we were in early stage, and like I said, I don't come from a business part. It was very important for me to gain more and more knowledge about our product and our market, so I really gained it while writing down the application form.
Okay, but to be more precise, you are funded, so you qualify as deep tech, but if you're not deep tech, your clients are not deep tech, probably. Huh? They apply your technology that you develop, but they simply use it.
Yeah. Didn't get your question.
Okay. No, well, I'm wondering because we often get companies applying with us which are not really deep tech. Either it's a simple engineering or it's AI or software as a service, and 6 months after applying they would be profitable. So they don't have really a deep valley of death. You have a valley of death. You're still in the middle of it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, still you have to just have the right business model and see for the EIC to see the potential for something to grow, because at the end of the day, this is something that we would all like to see in the portfolio of the EU, and all the goals that are being discussed either in the Commission or just it's not only the deep tech that matters when it comes to innovation.
Yeah. You're sitting here alone. You're here alone. We cannot have all your whole team on the bench. But how is your team?
Oh, yeah, my team are like the perfect people to be surrounded by. Of course, like I said, I don't come from the polymer science as well. So we have Associate Professor Filip Oblikov. He's part of the team. His expertise and knowledge actually led us to the final recipes and the final version of our couple of foils. He's yet to develop more, but we'll give him fresh air to relax for a while. And we have Gergana, which is the other co-founder. So together, her and I are building the business and knowing the industry as such. So we guide Philip in order for him to know what exactly our product should look like. So it was very important for us to build our core team as strong as possible and that was one of the most beneficial evaluator feedback that we got, that we actually, it feels like we are standing together when we do know the path that we are going through. So it was very important to, every once in a while you just feel like you have to just drop everything. So it is important to have a co-founder to back you up and say, okay, come on.
And who's the financial brain in your team?
Well, it should be me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
am. And what is your financial
responsible.
strategy? So how do you see the exits for you in 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 year time?
We've been speaking about it. We have actually we see for now that we'd like to gain the better traction to see the company grow, and after that we will reconsider whether or not we'd like to exit. For now, I don't have an exit strategy. I mean, I have an exit strategy if I decided upon it, but I don't want to exit the company. I see the potential and I want it to grow and to become an actual leader in the world of plastics, because at the end of the day, there are such big mastodons of plastic producers that are, we can get some big share of it. And I know about the other co-founders that we are super focused on building this as a big sustainable business, that for the next 5 to 10 years, we will stay in this. Rather than that, of course, we'll continue growing because we'd like to grow aggressively, but it will be after we reach our capacity volume of the first machine. I mean, we'd like to take it step by step because, as said, this is our first manufacturing setup for all of us, so it's not exactly something that we'd like to jump upon, really.
You could also take the recommendation of the previous speaker, you don't exit. You live forever. You live forever.
I'll try. I don't ski.
Sorry?
I don't ski, like you said.
Yeah.
Don't ski, don't risk.
He doesn't either, I think.
I'm just kidding.
We are closing, almost get close to close. You're also an EIC ambassador. What does it mean?
Well, it means to know a lot about it and speak about it with people that tend to be afraid of applying. So in that sense, everywhere I go, actually, I am trying to communicate more and more the benefits of EIC, because I know it sounds like somebody pays me here to talk about it, but I do realize that our company wasn't very, sexy to be funded, especially in the moment that we were, the development stage that we were. So it was very crucial, because manufacturing companies, low return of investment, no VCs would ever fund us. So in that sense, it was very crucial for us to gain the EIC funding, and this is what I am communicating with people while going on different conferences and expos, etc. Because, at the end of the day, it is important to sustain your business and to be able to, breathe and think about the development, about the strategies, not only about when the money will end.
Okay, and do you see also yourself having a role in activating, stimulating the VC community within Bulgaria?
Well, why not? For now, I'd like to stimulate more the research environment in Bulgaria, because it's lacking. And I see a lot of potential over there. A lot of young people are coming back, and I know that they are eager to learn more and to see hands-on their work.
I think that's important in 4 seconds, to have, let's say, the right infrastructure that you can test. And not having to move on. Its time is over, so I give back the floor to the
Thank you so much, Michiel. This was a fantastic chat for both of you. I loved your advice, basically, just do it, be brave. This is like the most important thing. Thank you for setting an example for Eastern Europe, that you've done it. Hopefully many people here can do it as well as, of course, support for all the money, funds, advice that you provide. Big round of applause. Thank you so much.